In order to be considered the best of the best, a legend if you will, you have to accomplish feats over and over again. And while people may remember that one guy that did a couple of things, everyone remembers the guy that consistently does it. Going across sports, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Drew Brees, Tom Brady do things at a consistently insanely high level. Going to music, Michael Jackson, oh man, we can go hours about his catalog. And even in the card games, you have quite a few players that consistently do and accomplish feats that make them legends. What's crazy is that Konami is doing a slight at their own legendary status, giving us a Battles of Legend set every year. Some of these cards might be referred as legendary cards that everyone will remember inside this set. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the best of the best. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. It feels really good to do that again. Also want to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos like this would not be possible. And also a mad shout out to our newest Patreons, Maverick, Anthony Stansel, and Austin. Welcome to the clan. Some of you guys have already added yourself to that Discord. Just make sure you get in contact with me so I can get you the top dogs so you can take advantage of all your rewards. Without further ado, I present to you the best cards in the Battles of Legends Heroes Revenge set. So it would be completely unfair to talk about the new cards inside of the set without talking about one of the best aspects of the Battles of Legends Heroes Revenge, those reprints. In this video, not only am I going to be giving you guys the top cards, but also some of the top reprints. I also will be giving you guys some price points by word, and I hope that you guys don't buy these cards at extremely high prices. Let's try to get them at where we want them to be at, not necessarily where they're inflated to where they're at. Starting off with the cover card, number 60, Dugares the Timeless. Doesn't look like a really good card at first sight. It has some pretty bad drawbacks. It is a rank 4 monster with 1200 attack, 1200 defense, Fire Fiend that requires 2 level 4 monsters as material. Its effect reads, you can detach 2 materials from this card to activate one of these effects. You can skip your next draw phase, draw 2 cards and then discard 1 card. You can spell summon 1 monster from your graveyard to your side of the field in defense position, meaning that link monsters are completely out of the question. You also have to skip the main phase 1 of your next turn, or you can double the attack of 1 monster you control into the end of your turn, but you have to skip the battle phase of your turn. Players are probably wondering, why is this card on this list? Well, because if you're summoning this card, hopefully you're not lasting another turn to reap the benefits of its drawbacks. Summoning number 60 Dugares of Timeless to your side of the field can get you 2 cards to your hand and put a card in your graveyard, which could activate some really cool effects. It can also get you deeper into your deck, and 2, where you can actually push for game. Sometimes you need it in a pinch. You need to be able to bring a monster back to your side of the field, which would be critical for a link play. Dugares the Timeless will have so many applications in this Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I think it'll be really good for those rank 4 decks. Number 60 is currently sitting at about $2. I think that's a pretty good price point for the card. I don't think it's gonna wow a whole bunch of decks. I mean, not every single deck is geared towards rank 4 monsters. $2 to $5 is what I'm looking at the card's minimum and maximum value, but it actually could go to like $1 or something if players don't catch on to it. The first reprint we are going to talk about, oh man, it came out in the Duelist Alliance set, if I'm correct. Artifact Lancia is now a secret rare. Imagine for at least 4 years, at least 4 to 5 years, only being able to play this card in common. Now you can get secret rare copies of Artifact Lancia. And you put that with Artifact Lancia is just about in every single competitive side deck. Its $3 price point is pretty good. I think depending on the printing of this card, which I can see it in Moss, Artifact Lancia will sit at a little $3, $2 range, but at maximum, I can see it being a $5 card. Moving back to the new cards in the set, and a card you should steer clear from at its current price point. Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos is a retrain of Blackluster Soldier. Not that we haven't already had a retrain that's uberly busted, but this card is actually still really good. It requires 3 monsters with different names for a 3,000 guide to your side of the field. And it says if this card is linked summoned using a level 7 or higher monster's material, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. What? This card is amazing. Using Blackluster Soldier, the envoy of the beginning, to banish an opponent's card, then in combination with 2 other cards to put this undestructible force to your side of the field can be very dangerous for the opponent. But wait, there's more. If it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can have it gain 1500 attack, you can have it make a second attack, or you can banish 1 card on the field. Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos just might be the best generic Link 3 monster right behind Nightmare Unicorn. It's really good. The $17 price tag is just something you guys should just stay away from. I think that this card was perfect at its $4 price tag, but I think a great middle ground is like maybe $8. Look, that's the maximum value I see this card. You only play 1 in any given deck unless you're playing a dedicated Blackluster Soldier deck. And while the effect is good, it's not game changing. It just helps a lot of those high level decks. The reprint that everyone is hyped over is Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. Now this card was once 100 a pop. You put that with your Widow Anchors, which is also a card that can reprinted, you could be spending over $400 just for 6 cards. Now Sky Striker Mobilize Engage is at a low price of 12 whole doll hairs. That's right, for 12 of my hairs, you can probably get a Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, but I ain't giving you none of my hairs. Anyways, Mobilize Engage is at an interesting situation. You can buy 3 copies of this for $36, and hypothetically, if the Forbidden List rolls around and does hit Sky Strikers, well, you may just have wasted $36. But on the flip side, once the Forbidden List does come out, and if this card doesn't get hit, I can see Mobilize Engage going up to $20, $25 for the new print, and then the original prints going to $40 again. The reason being is that if Sky Strikers doesn't get hit, which could be a possibility, the deck is still really good. Regardless, I think that the lowest this card will ever be is around $6 to $8 unless the Forbidden List comes out. I would say strongly pick these cards up when the set drops and it gets just a little lower, and then you got some engages and you can play that risk game. Moving towards the new cards, Traptrix Sera is really good. It requires 1 non-linked Traptrix monster with 800 attack as an Earth Plant monster. Its effects reads, this card is unaffected by trap effects. Whoa, that's kind of good. You can use cards like Torrential Tribute, destroy the entire board, and then trigger its effects. You can only use the following effects of Traptrix Sera once per turn and not during the damage step. If a normal trap card is activated, so if you Torrential and get to keep this card to your side of the field, you can summon 1 Traptrix monster from your deck with a different name than the card you control. If your other Traptrix monster effect is activated, you can set 1 whole trap card, normal trap card from your deck to your side of the field. Traptrix Sera has injected a life into the Traptrix archetype. It was formerly only good inside of the hat concept, which means you played hands and artifacts. But now Traptrix are being a sneaky, really good concept because of Battles of Legends Heroes Revenge. The $3.66 price tag is probably a good point to put Traptrix Sera. I can see it dropping when the set drops, obviously, maybe being $2. But I'd probably pick them up before somebody realizes that Traptrix are a lot better than what they look like. All those Traptrix monsters do have, or most of them do have, an effect that activates when they're special summoned, and then they also recruit trap cards that are really good in the meta right now. One of my favorite cards in the meta is Dinowrestler Pankratops, and he came out as a common in the Soul Fusion set. Now we are realizing him as a secret rare, and his price point is only $5. Now I say it like his price point is really cheap. To some players, you're like, I'll stick with the commons. But then when you're looking at your common Pankratops and your secret Pankratops, you probably want to play those secrets. I think that it's a safe investment to buy Pankratops even at $5. I just don't see this being one of those dollar cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Pankratops is one of the strongest side deck cards that is played in almost every single player side deck at a competitive event. But at the same flip side, I can see it going to about $3 where you can get an extra $6 off just by waiting. It's definitely one of those situations that you're in a good spot, because even paying $8 a piece for Pank Boys at secret rare form is, I mean, still feels like a steal. This card's funny because it's literally not worth $25. Like, it came out as a $4 card. I was even eyeing it. I was like, that's really cheap. But a $25 card? No. PSY-Framelord Lambda is the most expensive card in the set outside of Borrelsword Dragon. And I guess people decided that, hey, it was way too cheap as a $4 card. Let's try to make it as hype as possible. Look, don't buy into the hype. Don't buy this card at $24. Don't buy this card at $20. Buy this card at its maximum price point if you guys really needed, which would be $10. Ultimately, PSY-Framelord Lambda does open up a lot of avenues for the PSY-Frame concept and for invoked mech knights. It allows you to require, or its requirements are only 2 monsters, non-tokens, and it allows you to activate PSY-Frame gear monsters from your hand even if when you control a monster. Also, if a psychic monster is banished during that end phase, you can add a PSY-Frame card from your deck to your hand. Lambda's really good for a lot of decks that aren't in the meta competitive scene right now. So its $25 price point is just outrageous at this current time. When I saw Artifact Scythe as a secret rare, I got hype. Not only do we have Artifact Lancey as a secret rare, Artifact Sanctum as a secret rare, now we have Artifact Scythe, meaning that we can play these secret rare artifacts, max rarity, yellow swag, 2-stroke, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could do the double bicep tap, but I don't got forearms, I'm not Guru. Artifact Scythe sits at $1.50 for a copy of this card. Yeah, I'd pick it up right there. Like, I probably wouldn't even, $1.50 for an Artifact Scythe, like, that's mind-blowing. I don't even see it getting lower. I just pick it up when the set drops. Salamangreat Almiraj is another card that players decide to buy out, and we're still at that same point. Look, I know it's a Salamangreat card, but it plays better in Invoked Mech Knight. It is a Link 1 monster that requires 1 normal summon monster with 1,000 or less attack, cough cough, Alistair the Invoker, and its quick effect says you contribute this card to target 1 monster your opponent controls. It cannot, or to target 1 monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects this turn. When a normal summon monster you control is destroyed by battle while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use the effect of Salamangreat Almiraj once per turn. This card is great for a lot of decks out right now, especially seeing that it does just require a normal summoned monster that has 1,000 or less attack. And its link arrow is pretty convenient. It allows for some pretty crazy plays. But again, the price point is just all out of whack. $25 for a card that most players only run 1 or 2 of? I'm not buying it, ladies and gentlemen. I see this card being a $10 to $15 card at max, and I definitely advise against buying it at this huge price point. Keep in mind, we still have like 6 days into the set drops, 5 days for some of us, even 4 days for you really cool people. So wait, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to get it at a way cheaper price. Players rejoice. Your fringe deck that needed Borrelsword Dragon just now may have access to Borrelsword Dragon. Its $80 price tag from Cybernetic Horizon, I'll even admit, was kind of obscene. But now its $25 pre-order price tag is a lot more palatable. You already know what Borrelsword does. I don't have to give him any introductions. He is the game ender for decks that really like or have the access to Link Climb, but necessarily don't have a boss Link monster yet. He can finish your opponent off fairly quick, and his effects are really good. He's easily the top 3 Link 4 monster. Actually, I mean, all the Link 4 monsters are pretty good, but nonetheless, I really think that Borrelsword Dragon $25 price point is decent. I think the lowest he'll get is 15 to 20-ish. If he gets anything lower than 15 to 20-ish, I'm picking him up myself. The last card on this list, number 1, has actually made a rogue deck or a fringe deck completely relevant in the OCG. Its current price point is at $11, and Magical Musketeer Max is really good. It requires a level 8 or lower Magical Musketeer monster with 1,000 attack, and it reads, if this card is link summoned, you can activate one of these effects. You can add Magical Musket spell or trap cards from your deck to your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls, or you can special summon magical Musketeer monsters from your deck to your side of the field up to the number of spell and trap cards your opponent has. Basically, it allows magical Musketeers to go second and help a little bit with board break. It's a Link 1 light monster, and it only requires one magical Musketeer monster, so it's relatively easy to get into. It puts the deck into a really interesting scene, not saying that we'll mimic the OCG and this deck will just be outright better. I do think it'll be good, just not as great as the OCG. We have totally different moving parts. Magical Musketeers are very fun to play. I'm excited to do a deck profile on them as well as a live duel. I'm excited to do a deck profile or live duel or duel analysis on quite a few strategies. I want to know what you guys think we should do first. Post them down below in the comment section, and thank you guys so much for watching. I know there's some great cards I missed, like Heartbeat Conductor or the new Train card. I want you guys to post down below in the comment section, what do you think are the best cards in this set in your opinion? Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.